Hi and welcome to Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Today we're going to do a beginner's yoga flow. So this is for all levels, but this is really geared towards those that are just starting the practice of yoga. So it's going to be really easy. I'm going to give lots of instructions, and if there's anything you can't do, please be kind to yourself and just sit it out, and then the next time you come back to this video you can try it again. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start in a child's pose. So reach your fingers to the front of the mat, and you're just going to sink your chest towards the floor. And if you can, you're going to place your forehead on the mat as well. Here we're going to set an intention for the rest of our practice. It's going to be a very short flow, but we really want to be present while on the mat. We want to be focused and get the best out of this very short yoga flow for ourselves. And that might be working on our flexibility, that might be getting into poses that we never thought we could. It could be anything, the fact that we're just here. So whatever the intention is, I want you to spend a few moments being present on your mat and deciding what your intention is for the rest of the flow. And when you're ready, come and let's sit up onto our feet. Keep your shoulders down, engage your core. We're just going to do 3 deep inhales and exhales. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. And last one. And exhale. Then we're just going to tuck our toes and come and stand in our mountain pose, facing our palms towards the front of the room. I'm just going to add some shoulder rolls here, bringing your shoulders up toward your ears and making big circles. Just alleviating any stress we might be holding in the shoulders here. And again, we really want to work on the posture. So we want to engage our core, keep our shoulders back. We don't want to be hunched over or slouching. We really want to make sure that we have that long line from the top of our head all the way down to the bottom. And then we're just going to come down and we're going to come forward into our downward facing dog. Now this might be a little bit difficult for those that have tight hamstrings at the moment. So you can have a bend in the knee, you can have your feet up. But what we're aiming for is to push through our hands and bring our heels towards the mat. You're just going to push through your hands here and you can walk your feet on the spot, just deepening that stretch through the backs of your legs. And if this is still too difficult for you, you can also come down onto your knees and you can just practice bending forward in your child's pose like this, and then tucking your toes and extending as far as you can and then coming back onto your knees, just while you work on getting that stretch down the backs of your hamstrings here. And then bend your knees and take a few steps to the front of your mat. With a bend in your knee, we're just going to come down, dropping your head, and again, walking our legs on the spot here, back and forth, bend and then straighten, again getting that deep stretch down the backs of our legs. And if it's within your practice, you can extend both legs,
Hold onto your elbows and add a little rock here, allowing your torso to fall heavy and your head to come towards the mat. Then come back to center, and we're just going to put a bend in your knees and just add a nice stretch through the back, and then we're going to come halfway up, lengthen through the spine, bend your knees, come back down, and then we're just going to roll up one vertebra at a time, coming back into that mountain pose. Again, facing the palms to the front of the room and adding some nice circles with your shoulders again. And remembering to really engage your core, spread your toes wide so that you can feel that you're grounded on the mat and stable. And then we're going to reach our hands up over the top of our head and add a little back bend if it's within your practice, or just reach your fingers towards the ceiling, stretching through the spine. Then we're going to come back down, bend your knees and step your left knee back. You can untuck your toes or you can keep on your toes here. You just want to lengthen through your spine here. Make sure your knee doesn't come over the front of your foot. And if you'd like to, you can also reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, interlacing your fingers, pointing your index fingers towards the ceiling. Coming into our low lunge. Then bring your hands back. We're just going to come into tabletop. Placing your hands shoulder width apart and your knees hip width apart. You're just going to move your hips side to side, just getting into your hip joints here. And you might find that you can come all the way down, or if you hold a lot of stiffness and tension in your hips, these might be just small movements until you start to really add that fluidity and mobility into your hip joints. Then come back to neutral, and we're going to add some cat-cows here. So you're just going to tilt your tailbone, look up towards the ceiling, and then round through, pushing through your hands and bringing your chin towards your chest, and imagine you're pulling the mat apart to really feel that stretch through the shoulder blades. And again, you're going to tilt your tailbone, look up towards the ceiling. And again, round through the spine, pushing through your hands, bringing your chin towards your chest. Let's do this one more time at your own pace. Then come back to neutral, and you're just going to step your left foot in between your hands, coming into that low lunge on the opposite side. And you can either stay here just with your fingertips on the mat, or you can bring your hands flat on the floor, wherever feels comfortable. And you just really want to feel that nice stretch here. So you want to sink your hips as low as you can and lengthen through your spine. And either you can keep your toes tucked at the back, or you can untuck them, whatever feels best for you. And for those that would like to, you can also bring your hands over the top of your head, interlacing your fingers, pointing your index fingers towards the ceiling, just to add that deeper stretch here. Bring your hands back down again. Bring your knee back, coming back into your tabletop. Again, move your hips side to side. Two more rounds of cat-cows. Looking up towards the ceiling. And round through, bringing your chin towards your chest. One more time. Come back to neutral, tuck your toes, push back into downward facing dog. Take a few steps forward, coming into our mountain pose. Again, if you need a bend in the knee, then please do so. Come halfway, lift, lengthen through your spine. Bend your knees, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, coming into our mountain pose again. Engage your core. Make sure that you have your toes spread open and you're grounded through your feet. Again, we're just going to add those shoulder rolls. And then reach your hands over the top of your head, interlacing your fingers, pointing your index fingers towards the ceiling. And if you'd like to, you can add a slight back bend here. Come back up through the center. Bend your knees and come back down, bringing your hands towards the mat. Again, stepping back into our low lunge. This time we're just going to undo our toes. We're just going to try and lean further into our low lunge here, really feeling that lovely stretch as well through the hip flexor. And you can come, interlace your fingers, and again, reach your fingers towards the ceiling, just sinking your hips that little bit deeper. Come back, place your hands on the floor, step back into your tabletop, move your hips side to side, then come back to neutral, step your left foot in between your hands, sink your hips, lengthen through your spine, and again feeling that lovely deep stretch. And for those that would like to, you can come on, bring your hands over your head, interlacing your fingers and sinking those hips that little bit further. Bring your hands back, place them next to your feet, come back into your tabletop. One last time, you're just going to move those hips side to side, just seeing if you have any more fluidity or movement around that hip joint. And we're just going to come on up, come into the center of our mat, hold onto our knees, lengthen through our spine, look up towards the ceiling, keeping our shoulders down. We're just going to do some nice spine mobility here, rolling through your spine, bringing your chin again towards your chest, and push your chest up towards the ceiling. And again, roll down, push your chest up towards the ceiling, and this time we're just going to roll down carefully, one vertebra at a time, coming into our final position, Shavasana. Extend your legs out in front of you and allow your hands and your arms to fall to the outside of your body. Close your eyes and just focus on your breathing. Allow your heart rate to come back to its resting pace, and you just want to keep focusing on those inhales and exhales, keeping your mind present here on the mat, not allowing your thoughts to wander, and just feel your muscles sinking into the mat as you are coming to the end of your practice. And then awaken your fingers and toes, start to give them a bit of a wiggle. Take your arms and reach them over the top of your head. Take one deep inhale through your nose and then exhale everything out as you start to open your eyes and find your way to the center of your mat, coming into a comfortable position. Thank you for joining me on one of our beginner yoga flows. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did find some of the poses like the downward dog a little difficult and very tight on your hamstrings, please be kind to yourself. It's a work in progress. If you have not moved your body like that for a very long time or ever before, it's something that takes time and patience to allow those muscles to release and also get comfortable in these different poses. So if you did find it a little difficult, then just come back and keep doing it until you can get those poses right. And this is for you. That's the beauty of yoga. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being like the top yogis out there. It's about making it work for your body. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this flow, then I do have longer flows. We are just about to launch our new website, which is mclaireyoga.com. We are days away from launching that, and we have full flows and they're geared just for beginners. So if you did like it, please watch out for mclaireyoga.com, and you can come and join those memberships. And like I said, have access to all the beginner membership flows. So we'll actually guide you through each pose and get you comfortable with yoga. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care.